Hi guys, me again. Just wanted to do a quick video, as I play around with the sorts of videos that I'm going to post on this channel on YouTube, and was pretty happy with a lot of things that I used actually on my face today, and it wasn't pre-planned. I just sort of pick a whole bunch of random things when I get ready in the morning. Sometimes I might have one specific thing in mind that I really want to try, and then I'll just, whatever mood I'm in, I'll just reach for whatever I have. So, but I was really pleased at the end of the day with how everything lasted, how everything looked, and I just thought I would pull out, some of the items and talk about them kind of in the same vein as the favourites, but it was completely unplanned, and it's always nice when people are wearing what they're talking about as well. So I just thought, since I was pretty happy with my makeup and how it fared today, I would show you some of the products that I have been using that I do have on my face today. So first of all, just starting with a base, I have been using, I think I've mentioned in previous videos that I really like to rotate all of my foundations. I probably have at least maybe 10 on the go, and I'm always rotating from one to the other depending on whether it's the weekend, whether it's hot, whether what kind of finish I want, what mood I'm in, what I haven't tried in a while. I want to try and use everything that I've got open, but it's been a while since I've used my Estee Lauder Double Wear, but I've got to say that I just love it. When I was putting it on, I wasn't even thinking about it throughout the day, but every time I caught my reflection in the mirror, I just thought, wow, my skin looks great today. And I realized at the end of the night, when I was thinking about what kind of video I was going to do tonight, that I really should post about how much I love this foundation. And I think I can definitely say that it is my absolute favorite. It's got great coverage, but it doesn't go on cakey at all, and it just stays fresh looking all day. I did do a touch up. I was slightly, maybe very slightly oily, maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I just quickly went over with some powder just on my nose. Usually I have to do like my whole face, and then it's all cakey, and but this is just beautiful. So I have it in Shell Beige, the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and it really does stay in place. It really does last a long time. The finish is beautiful. The colors are great. And it lasts. Did I say that? And it stays fresh looking even after touch up. Doesn't go cakey. So that being said, I did actually apply it with the with my e.l.f. powder blush. I have many of these. I think I originally had about 6 or 7 before the big US haul, and somehow accidentally got another 6 in my e.l.f. shopping cart without even knowing it. So it wasn't until I think the haul came back that I realised and saw on my order that I had somehow accidentally ordered another 6 of these. I have been using them for powder and have been very happy, and I was quite happy with my Sigmax HD foundation brush, and because I have so many, and I've seen in recent videos people using this for cream foundations as well, I thought I'd just crack one out and give it a try. And it might be speaking too early, but I really do like this, and I might even prefer it to the Sigmax HD. I'll keep you posted on that, but I'm really impressed with this and cream foundation. So that's what I put the Double Wear on with today, the e.l.f. powder brush. Great product. And then a couple more sort of face products that I used. For concealer, I've been going between this Mary Kay Signature Concealer in Ivory that I have had for quite some time. Some would say it actually belongs in the bin just in terms of how old it is, but I'm never one to worry too much about expiration dates until, the product separates or it proves itself to be unusable. And also I have in NW25 the MAC Select Cover Up. So I've tried this before and haven't really been happy, and I've tried this before and it's been pretty good, but it's gone on a little bit cakey, and I just thought I'd try something different today. So I put just a tiny dot of this on the back of my hand, tiny dot of this on the back of my hand, mix them together. I always put on my concealers with this. It's a Sigma SS224. That's the old number. I'm not sure what they're called now, but it's just a fluffy brush. So I'll just dab it on here, just on the inner corners where I want to cover the circles, and then blend it in until I'm happy. And I was really happy with the finish of these two mixed together, so I think I'll be using those more often. Again, it wasn't cakey today. Everything just went on like a dream today. and if I remember more about that later. And then I actually finished it all with the Well Rested today, and I just put it on with another fluffy brush. This one I got from, this one has slightly longer bristles than the 224 or the SS224 that I have. This is from Coastal Scents. It's the, I think it's the TB or the IB 119 Deluxe Crease brush, and I got this maybe a year ago. But again, just any fluffy brush is fine, just with the Bare Minerals ID Well Rested just over the top to set the concealer. Really happy with that. I set everything today with the Makeup Forever HD powder, and you know, very finely milled HD powder. Goes on really nicely. You just need the tiniest bit, and it's really happy with the way the makeup lasted today. This went really well over the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I'm not always happy with the way this sets a foundation, but I think it's a really good pairing between the two. And then the rest of the facial products or face products I used today was NARS Orgasm. I haven't cracked this out for months, but that NARS video I did made me remember that maybe I should be using my Orgasm a little bit more, because it really is beautiful. But there's an example of what happens to the NARS product packaging after time, and this is at least a couple years old. But gosh, Orgasm's just such a beautiful colour. That's how it looks in the pan. I've definitely hit pan there. And in the NARS blush video that I did, I spoke about how Luster, you know, I wondered if Luster was anything like Orgasm. So I pulled that out tonight in preparation for this video, just so I could hold them up. And that is, I'm not sure if the light shows, it might wash out Luster a bit, but this one's Luster, this one's Orgasm. You can see Orgasm is a lot pinker. Luster is definitely a lot sort of oranger, tanner. And I'm not sure if it's going to swatch nicely on my hand, but I'll give it a try. Luster seems to be I don't know. Yeah, they're definitely different on my hand. I think the light might be washing it out, but this one here is Orgasm, this one here is Luster. So, yeah, a bit of a difference on the arm there, if you can see that. I don't have a whole lot longer with the video, so just a couple more products that I used today that I was really pleased with. As a highlighter and sort of a bronzer in one, I used the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips in Riviera Strip, and they do these in a few different colours. I know Emily Noel has certainly named the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips before in some of her videos before. So as a highlighter, I would just sort of concentrate the brush on the top half. I use Sigma's tapered powder brush or tapered face brush, whatever it's called, for bronzers, and I think today I used that as well for the highlighter part. So I just sort of mixed the brush in the top half for the highlighter here and around here in the C shape, and then I did all over and just sort of dusted really gently my forehead and down my nose, and it just gives it's not as finely milled as some other highlighters, but gives a really nice finish. I felt lovely, really lovely and glowy today with that. Another favourite product of mine that I use today is my brow pencil, and I've used several brow products. I've used a lot of different MAC eyeshadows, I've used NYX's brow pencils, I've got a couple of you know, brow palettes with different waxes and powders that you can mix. But really, no matter what I've used some Maybelline products. I cannot go past this Maybelline Definer Brow. It is absolutely awesome. The pencil is tiny, so you never have to sharpen it. It's just mechanical. You push it up, but be careful because you can't pull it back down once you've pushed it up. So I'm not going to do it, but it's so tiny I can't even put it close enough to the camera so you can see it for it to stay in focus. Absolutely beautiful. The colours are natural, they're not too red. I don't use the little comb on the back, but that is there for people who like to use them. I use mine in dark, I use the colour in dark blonde, and you can see I'm nowhere near blonde, but the dark blonde I think just is such a natural colour, even in close-ups that I've taken of my eye makeup or a brow. The colour just comes off really naturally and you cannot see the pencil. at all. So really impressed with that product, and I think that is definitely a holy grail for my brows. I'll never use anything else for my brows. Also, just back to the face products really quickly, I've got the MAC 136 brush. This is the first MAC brush that I ever got, and I think one of the first MAC product I ever got, or the second MAC product I ever got, was I walked into a MAC store and talked about how I need to touch up during the day. I'm really oily. What would they recommend? The guy in the counter gave me a MAC blot powder, and as he was checking me out, and you know, I'm used to the drugstore prices at this point. I was still quite young, in my early 20s, I think. I was just asking, what should I put it on with? What kind of a brush would be best for touching up in the middle of the day? I was thinking, what can I carry in my handbag? Without saying anything, he left the counter, he went and grabbed a brush, came back, and just finished ringing me up. And when he told me the total, I couldn't believe it, and I was so young and so embarrassed to say anything that I just paid for it. But I think by the time I left the store, I was just red-faced. I couldn't believe it. The price of this brush was not something I was expecting to pay. I think it was probably something like 69 bucks. The total was about 100 for the blot powder and the brush. And this was about going back probably 7 or 8 years now. I couldn't believe it. But the MAC 136, I've still got it. I love it. And this is what I put the makeup. This is always what I put my setting powders on with, generally. That's what I use, and I'm really happy with it. It's just a light enough touch to just get enough on, but not too much. So finally, some eye products as well. I used for the first time today the Comfort Zone palette, and I was really pleased with it actually. I used the Comfort Zone. I used 4 of the colours in the palette today. For my inner corner and my brow bone, I used this colour here, and it definitely has some shimmer to it, but not too much. It was a beautiful colour for the inner corner and the brow highlight. Next, for most of my eyelid, I put on this top colour, and it's just like a nice sort of beigey colour. Really pleased with that. It's lasted all day and just stayed looking really nice. And then I did this with this colour here, this sort of light green with a smudger brush. Excuse my nails, by the way, I'm doing them tonight. Just under my eyes, and this colour in the crease. That colour in my crease. I used a brown cream eyeliner to line my eye, and I did my tight lining and my water lining with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Bourbon. I love that. Love that. Still going through this, so I haven't started using the one that I got in my Naked palette. But this doesn't stay perfect all day in the waterline, but I think it's the closest that I've come out of all the eyeliner pencils that I've ever used to having the most left on my waterline at the end of the day. So I was still pretty pleased with this. It's not perfect at the end of a work day, but still pretty good. So I was pretty pleased with that. Also, I ripped out or cracked out a mascara I haven't used in a while, and it was one that I discovered because of Makeup Geek. And I never hear anything about this mascara since that video, but I really like it. It's the Bourjois Volume Clubbing Mascara. I got this from Ulta. The brush on it, it's a really smooth mascara. The brush is one of those where it sort of has a flat side and then a side with bristles, you see. Yeah, so as you run it through, it can clump. It can have a tendency to have way too much on the brush, so I'm really careful to just wipe it off before I get going. But really beautiful. I was really pleased with my lashes today. I don't know how well they show up on camera, but I was really pleased. It's a really nice dark black mascara, and really pleased with that. Lastly, the lip products I used today, I was really happy with. Just a nice natural, very slightly peach colour on my lips, just to kind of coordinate, I guess, with the Orgasm blush. I used MAC Hue, which is it's a glaze, so it's you know, fairly light going. It is what it's called, really. It's a nice glaze. Don't know if it'll even show up in that light, but They're really natural, just nice little shimmer, very natural. And I topped it with something that came in an e.l.f. kit of various lip glosses, and there is no number on the bottom of it except for number 00224. It's an e.l.f. Hyper Shine Gloss, and it's just a peachy colour. I was really pleased with how that went with the hue and with the whole look. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video format, and we've got more videos coming right along for you. I hope you have a great day, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.